I got an interesting comment. I got an interesting comment on this one, where it was about like Rin, and it's one of those. I kind of the first version, after a little bit, I kind of I
Oh.
there was there might be an epileptic warning that should be on this thing, maybe. And then I didn't do it on the next one. Then I get this comment. I was like, that'd be really cool if you could take out the
Mm.
flickering part. Like, yeah, I
Hmm.
did do more of it in that one because it was more to that's part of it. And uh, so
Hmm.
I didn't have to, but I went ahead and remade it to where it was less flickery. I mean, this is all just in the
Hmm.
I put it as unlisted and just threw it in the playlist. I went, here you go. So it just fades in and fades up, fades down for all of them now. It still keeps the aesthetic. It's one of those requests. Is like, yeah, it, I get it. I
Right.
get it. Especially whenever it's like, I want to use this, but it just it messes with the person. It's like, oh, okay, that's all right. And it was only like an hour or so of
Hmm.
because I had to redo. I didn't really have to do too much. It was just take things out and then just recut a bit of it and just put a fade in and out on it. So it wasn't
Hmm.
like it wasn't horrific. Like with all of my videos, there are like those old ones. Um, there are definitely ones that I made well before I knew about the community kind of thing. So
Hmm.
I don't have to do those. Like with the remasters, if it doesn't have anything, um, if I'm really not adding anything to it or doing something different, I'm probably not gonna do a remaster of it. I'll just take it off the list and
Hmm.
that's fine. I
Right.
had to make sure because, well, STP, Stone Temple Pilots is probably the only ones that's like, I'm gonna do all of them. I don't give a shit. He did Wicked Garden, and I actually had to load his up and like listen to it to go, okay, there's got to be something different than just
Hmm.
mine. Just even just in the sound portion, and my backing vocals are more pronounced, and not that it's good or bad. Some people like them, some people don't. It's different. If you want, like, I want my backing vocals for me, it's like I want them to be there. I don't
Hmm.
want you to be like, I don't like that. A lot of versions, they don't have backing vocals, and personally, I don't like it.
Hmm.
I think you're missing something out of the song. And some have, well, they're there, but they are not as loud as they're lower in the mix than others, you know.
Hmm.
So that as long as someone does something different, then like, yeah, that's fine. Add it to the list, and that should be. I don't think anybody should be looking at someone else going like, oh, they just remade my song, and like, unless they did almost damn near word for word, like, and or sound for sound
Hmm.
and the same type of format. Like, yeah, if they just straight copy that way, yeah, be mad. But if there are variations, people are picky. That
Hmm.
happens.
Right.
So, and whenever someone did Torn, the version that I had, and they did it, I don't know, like maybe 3 weeks after I did mine,
Hmm.
and partly was I I pretty much mislabeled whatever I put it on there. So when Karaoke Nerds pulled it up, it wasn't like right there with the other, with the song. So they didn't see it. They didn't see that it had already been done. So they
Hmm.
did it. And even then, whenever you pull them up, listen to it side by side, my backing vocals are there. his are lower in the mix. And so
Mhm.
it's like, I was like, not that, that's fine.
Right.
Not that big a deal. I don't care enough about views for someone to go, oh, you're taking my views. Like, I don't give a shit that much. I give a shit enough to go like, I want the number to go up rather than, but even then after a while you realize that, man, no one's taking views away from people. Given the choice, are you gonna look at the CDDG version or are you gonna look at the upres version? When
Mhm.
everyone else is doing upres. So you pick the upres version, and then you look at the old version. You look at the ones who aren't, like as a non karaoke, maker, and they're like, yeah, but these look better.
Mhm.
You will gravitate to the upres version. That's what's going to happen. The standard is power CDG,
Mhm.
right?
Right.
At some point, the change is going to be to ass, and that's what's going to happen because when the majority of carriers make it where the text is literally crystal clear and your version isn't, they're going to go to the clear, clean one. And this is the other argument that I will tell people. I have said that same shit that you have said.
Mhm.
I said I kind of think I think it's cheating to use video editing to do some of the stuff I am doing. I think it's neat that I have to figure out how to fix title cards to where they look good on CDG. I I said all that shit. Like, yeah, I like the way it is. It's a fun, interesting challenge for me to have to take a picture and then edit it down to a point and fix up this. And part of it was to keep me interested and keep going.
Mhm.
But I said all those arguments from start to finish.
Mhm.
Here's it is 23 minutes because there's I had to it's a me problem. It's very much like, because I went from here it is and just I had to make this like just da-da-da-da. I had to kind of fix just a little bit of like spacing wise,
Mhm.
and then rerun. Yeah, that looks. I wanted to show from like I didn't want to just go drag drop. Here you go. This is it. I want to go. I'm not lying. Here's what I do a little bit, and here's how that changes for me.
Mhm.
But I wanted to make sure that the whole process was done. And I picked a video that was already incredibly easy. And so I'm just showing like here's I had to fix stuff. So this is what I had to do because of the way I do things. But no one else has to do this shit.
Mhm.
But I want to give the full walkthrough. And it was a 20 minutes, 23 minutes start to finish. That's a lot. If you look at it, go like, oh, it took you that long to do. It's like, yeah, but I'm doing different things than what everyone else does. I want to be completely fair and transparent.
Mhm.
Here's my entire process. This is what I was figuring out with that sync part. Font. And it's one of those, damn it, this makes so much fucking sense. Like it's so stupid. And I don't know if anybody actually caught it. So here's font. Font is not it's these are called glyphs. Individual things. They're called glyphs. That's what they're made. That's what every font is made out of. It has to have a space. Every single one of them. And all these are vector graphics. That's all it is. It's you can make your own font by doing a vector and importing it in and doing that. The hard part about a font are the spaces. That part and that part, that counts. That counts in your sync. So when you say
Would
start
affect.
here, it's starting at that line,
Mhm.
that non-invisible spot. It's not starting where the letter starts. It starts here.
Mhm.
So there's that space it's got to go to before you even see it. And if you're doing it to the sound, he starts saying here. So if you do it to the sound, when it's you're not going to see the actual part of the swipe before.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's
Right.
automatically you are off. If you do it to the sound, you're gonna be off. And
Mhm.
then you do it to frames per second, 60, you're losing 16 milliseconds. So it's going to be off anyway, right there. You're going to see the frame, it'll start here to here. It's that kind of, it,
Mhm.
that, again, inside baseball. Why are all these capital letters? Your sync is more accurate with capital letters.
Okay.
That little of a
Super
space
small.
versus it's just like
Um,
just enough. They are closer to the edge on than
hmm.
like the starting point, really.
Yep.
But it was one of those once you start really looking at it. And why do I it like do you I've you've seen it. I've changed, like whenever I changed that, why did I change that? Like 40. Like that doesn't necessarily make too much like part of it is aesthetics, but also part of it is the the swipe of, that's 40, that's two, you could do 40 with two letters, but yeah, it doesn't jive for me. But whenever you do it through the word, it flows better with that sync. Wanna ride the wave down the street. See, another part about having the background vocals in there is that it
Mhm.
gives a nice little bass line of like, yeah, I'm right. It looks right, as
Mhm.
opposed to, sounded fine to me. All right, I just because this is what I had in my brain. This is more of what I had in my brain whenever you suggested the song. Basically, just that whole little like coming in on time. So
Mhm. Right.
I went ahead and did it to where it also that. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I like
So
it.
it's I do too. I just like this part. Oh, I can. we're gonna have to. We're gonna have to split for one line. God damn it!
Mhm.
So close. That's fine though. It doesn't really necessarily matter. 90. Bam. See if that stays the same because it's the same. But we'll have to split that line just to split those out. But it kind of doesn't matter. Oh, here's an issue I just thought of. Save that. Now look at that line. That's ridiculous. So much more time we get to play with now.
Right.
Yeah. See, that's the other thing. We're missing a beat in there. That's why. So, da da. But because it seems that's why I love that pop in, pop out. It's gonna be right
Mhm.
on time. I mean, part of it again, you gotta kind of you have to pay attention to hear,
Mhm.
because there's sounds are longer than milliseconds. Pitch it. See there. See. This is gonna be one fucking dynamic ass video. We're trying if we're trying to like the there's no real I guess the goal for the homebrew stuff is like, hey, have good times,
Mhm.
yada yada. Which, yeah, no, I get it. Have the best time. But also, and I agree with them. We should be just getting rid of the corporate stuff and, homebrew karaoke. That's the move. The overarching goal of taking over, like, no, the standard now is homebrew karaoke. That's going to be the better stuff every time, all the time. We have to beat them, you know. It's one of those, yeah, no, that's a lofty goal, and I am all in favor of that goal.
Mhm.
It's not going to happen. If you're not going to, you gotta keep up to that par, you know. Until we beat them, they set the bar,
Mhm.
you know, to a certain extent,
Mhm.
at least on the visual aspect of things,
Right.
and it's just not going to happen with CDGs. They're like Carafun is past that, I know why. So much is focused on the audio part of karaoke, which is an incredibly important part, but you still have to read it. It is important, and I think that gets overlooked by some.
Mhm.
Not everyone. I mean, obviously, there's people who put video behind their shit. I want it to be readable in this. Like, okay, good. Stop making your own argument. You want to be readable. Way more readable. Yeah, they discount the visual aspect of it, and I just don't. To a certain extent, and it's very much like, all right, here's the fun. Here's the thing I didn't really necessarily think about till later into my point. I wish I could have made it. You can't discount the visual aspect of it because weirdly that matters in the sound quality of it,
Mhm.
and it makes no fucking sense. And it's I recognize that
It wouldn't. It
because
wouldn't.
here's the thing. All right, I mean, I'm sure you've heard of the type of study where it was, all right, you have two things of wine, one is expensive, one is not expensive. Which one's better?
Mhm.
And people will pick the expensive one, even if it's originally the same price or
Mhm.
cheaper than the other
Right.
version.
Mhm.
If you slap a higher price on something, people like it more. Your brain does that. That's it's a natural thing. That's just how that works. It's a trick your brain will do to you. And that works with this as well. There have been times where I went from CDG to upres. Okay. And like a big example, the reason why I did the Spoon Inside Out, that song,
Mhm.
that was the host. He asked for that song, so I made it. I made it a couple of times because I just kept fussing with, this part. And then I got it to the upres first, and then I went and added a brand new title card from the CDG one to the one where it's the it's just well, regardless, it had one of these types of
Mhm.
CDG ones, and I changed it to this, where it was like, here, it's a video now, and it goes backwards. I was very happy with that little effect,
Oh, cool.
and that was not quite easy to do. And the other part I did with this one is that it it
Okay.
builds backwards,
Mhm.
because times inside out. I just did that. I just did that title card, and that was it. I didn't touch the audio
Mhm.
at all. Like nothing. Just slap the old
sound file on the new video, and the guy said it sounded better. It's in it. You will get told that, oh, this sounds so much better. It's like, and you didn't do a damn thing to it. And that is part of the thing. You will automatically make people think through their own. That's how it works.
Right.
It's not just a visual upgrade. People will think it's an audio upgrade too, and it'll trick the shit out of them. It's not even, you're not even doing it on purpose. It's just that's how the brain works. People have asked, like, it's just being tedious. That's all this is, really. When it comes down to it, just anyone can do what I've done. Just have to be patient, and I'm of that type of, nope, this is what's got to happen, because I need it to look like that. Otherwise, why? You know. Just gonna fix this because we're making all that. What I was thinking of, and it'll take some editing to that point, but it'll be an easy edit, is instead of it scrolling big up across, go big up. Like, scroll it up. And that's a different process. And I'll think about it. It's super easy. It's just, that's an editing thing versus a syncing thing. It all comes down to that whole, what do you call it? The, getting it down to the millisecond is not exactly as important. What is more important is the visual. That's I'm quantifying it here. I can actually show you, because I was kind of, when I say I do it by the music and then I do it by the visual. This is specifically it, because getting it on that snare, I got it here, and I can't really change it because of that, and but my timing on the snare is going to be, it can be off by milliseconds, and that snare is slightly longer than those, so there's wiggle room there, right? So that's on time, so it's on a snare beat, right? So that's already on that snare, and that part's there. Keep these parts even, so it doesn't visually look out of sync. There's because if I did this, hit it where I think the sound goes, it's already there. So just go ahead and keep that visually similar. That's kind of where I'm quantifying with the sync here. Well, like the sync is very much, yeah, as long as these look as accurate as you can visually do it. Because guess what? It doesn't matter. No one's going to see the hint of start. They're going to see it when it does start. And that's just how you're going to see it. So that part is as important. The visual part is still as important. See, kind of playing around with that. So maybe when it, wow, just, yeah, I think that was that'd be neat. And it would at least make up for the fact of it's one word that just sits there for a little bit till the next. It looks weird to start off with. It really does, because you expect it to go with it. But then when the other one, when it's been and then pulling, when pulling hits, like, I see why that's there. And then the third, wow, there's a method to the madness here. Hopefully, I would love to have all the Austin karaoke creators there. That'd be neat, because some of them I actually haven't met, some of them I have, and it's always neat to, oh, you do this stupid shit too. You're as ridiculous as me.